Along the shores of northern Lake Michigan, located in a secluded bay called Snail Shell Harbor, is the Fayette State Park and Town Site. Located just south of US 2 on the Garden Peninsula, it's about a 40-minute drive from here in Manistee. This unique ghost town is the remains of an old iron smelting town that's long since been deserted. The old restored buildings and its picturesque location make it a great place to take a picnic lunch and spend the whole day exploring. It's a fun adventure for the entire family.
We've shown you Fayette Town Site on previous programs, but if you still haven't had a chance to see it for yourself, you're missing a truly special experience. This 19th century iron smelting town has 18 surviving buildings and the ruins of its furnace complex. Museum exhibits and a 26-station walking tour interpret the industrial significance of the site, once owned by the Jackson Iron Company, as well as a life in a company town in the late 1800s.
Fayette's period of significance began in 1867 when the Jackson Iron Company began operations at Fayette. Fayette was named after Fayette Brown, who was the general manager for the Jackson Iron Company out of Negaunee. Fayette was chosen for a couple of reasons. One being close proximity to hardwoods, which is a major component in the iron manufacturing process. It was also chosen because it was an easy transportation route from iron ore that came from the Negaunee mines to Escanaba via train and then by barge to Fayette, and an ample supply of limestone, which was a flux in the iron-making process. Fayette was in operation from 1867 through 1891, and during that time was the second largest iron producer in the Upper Peninsula. What you have is probably one of the most intact iron industry company towns in the United States. It's listed on the National Register of Historic Places, and it represents a company town that was both an industrial site, a commercial environment, and a residential area for the more than 500 people that lived and worked here. This is commonly referred to as the downtown. That might seem kind of odd to people who live in Detroit or Chicago or other metropolitan areas, but within a self-contained community, this was the hub of commerce, and this is where people met and business transactions took place, where you were paid, where you met friends, where if you were visiting Fayette, you'd stay. So there really was an intrinsic sense of community here at Fayette. This is the only place like this in the Midwest, and one of two in the nation, that still remain and still can give a visitor, a sense of what it was like, what a company, a town appeared like in the latter part of the 19th century. Fayette was part of that foothold that Michigan had in the Industrial Revolution, the era of robber barons and the transition from an agricultural society to an industrial society. So Fayette's more than just this quaint environment of wood frame buildings and stone buildings on the tip of the Garden Peninsula and the Upper Peninsula. It's really a major site within the context of American industrialization, especially in the context of the Midwest.